Hi everyone, I'm Soju, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this hot springs right behind me. This one is purely decorative, but of course if you have like a nice mountain biome or a hill that looks like this, I think it's a really nice addition to the mountain itself. And then over here you can see this is the staircase, this is the first pool, and then you go up here and it winds down to this one. So let me show you how I made it and let's go on to the tutorial. So just a little disclaimer before I go on to building. I do want to mention that obviously your hill is not going to be the same as mine. So of course this build is going to depend greatly on the shape of your hill and it's going to look different, but that's okay. But of course I'm going to show you what I did so you can adapt this build to your world. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there and now we can get on to building. These are literally all the blocks that you're going to need. I used regular stone stairs, and stone slabs. I did have some custom trees, so I'm going to be using oak logs and a tiny little bit of spruce and also some lanterns and campfires for decoration. And of course I had a lot of greenery around the build, so I'm going to be using spruce leaves and oak leaves, some moss, sugarcane. These are just some of my favorite flowers, but you can just replace these with whichever flowers that you like, some sea pickles, and of course a lot of buckets of water. But before we actually start, these trees are getting in the way, so I'm gonna get rid of those first and I'll see you when that's all done. Okay, so deforestation all done, and as you can see we kind of have separation already in our hill right here. So there's this ledge over here and then this other ledge over here, so I'm gonna try and use that to my advantage. But for now I'm gonna start off by making the pools themselves. So first off, over here I'm gonna try and make like a circle, but not like a perfect circle. So I'm gonna start over here. I'm gonna make it a little bit above the floor itself, so I'm gonna go right here, maybe right here, and I'll try to make a little circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, I'm not measuring anything, but I think it's in this one. So over here just gonna try and connect these and then something like this. Sure, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna get rid of the corners, so we have something that looks like this. I'm gonna round this off a little bit more, so I'm gonna place a little bit of stone over here and get rid of that. I think like this is a little bit better. Yeah, like that. It's supposed to be natural, so don't worry about it being not like a perfect circle or anything. Okay, now that we have this layout going on, I'm gonna get rid of this one and connect it to the mountain itself, just so we don't have like dirt in between like we had. So I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm just gonna connect this to the bottom. So all of these are gonna go right up against the floor. So this goes over here like this. I'm gonna do that all the way around, so right here, and then now it's all connected to the floor itself. But wherever we see that it's not like fully stone, so like here, I'm gonna get rid of these and pull them all the way down, just so it looks like it's part of the mountain and not like just like sitting on top. So I'm gonna make these go all the way down, so that makes it look like it's part of the mountain and not just like sitting on top. I'm gonna go ahead and texture this a little bit. I'm gonna make the stone side a little bit like it's worn down. So I'm gonna get rid of some of these and basically give some shape to it. So honestly I think that's fine. Then we can get rid of some of these and just pull that a little bit back. Maybe I will get rid of this entirely, and then there we go. And then I'm gonna make this stone. Maybe I can get rid of a bit of the corners like this, not too much though. I think I'm gonna keep these, but I'm gonna get rid of those and pull that up, and I think that's looking a little bit better. So I'll try to explain what I did a little bit more. So before it looked like this, so it was just like a plain wall, almost like a cylinder. So I'm gonna get rid of these two, maybe these three actually, so I can add some shape to the mountain itself. But the real magic happens when you add stairs and slabs. So I think right here I can add a upside down stair and a slab right there in the bottom. And just to make the mountain itself look a little bit worn down, I like to place stairs, just a couple of them, just so the stone looks like it's like dented in. Then I also like to do that on the corners. Maybe I can make this one to an upside down stair. Maybe add a slab. I need to add slabs on these little corners right here. Maybe like this. This one can also be an upside down stair. Maybe, there we go. Maybe a slab right there. So I'm just trying to make it look like it's worn down. And I think that's pretty much it done. From the outside at least. Now I'm gonna move into this part. And we're just gonna make this into a little pool. So I'm gonna get rid of the dirt right here. and cover this up with stone. I think I can leave like a little bit of a trim around like this, maybe a little bit more over here. And this is how it looks like for me, but I'm pretty happy with the shape itself, so I'm gonna move on and replace all of these with some stone. I don't want to make it too deep, so I'm just gonna place my stone over here, and it should be like 2 blocks high. And this is the pool so far, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the stairs. So over here I'm gonna place some slabs going around the edges, so maybe one over here, maybe some stairs over here in the corner. We're just trying to blend this in a little bit more with each other, so some stairs like this. I think I'm gonna use slabs the most just because they transition a little bit smoother. So like this, maybe a stair right here, and that's pretty much it. That's the first pool all done. Now we just have to do this a second time, so I'm gonna do that probably over here. So again, I'm gonna go around 2 blocks from the floor itself. Maybe I'll start right here, and I'm gonna make a really rough circle, then connect that over on this side. Yeah, that looks fine. Gonna get rid of some of the corners like this, and I think I'm gonna get rid of these two and connect that. Next step is gonna bring those up to the floor, so going all the way down. Okay, so that's all connected. It looks a little bit weird, but we're gonna get rid of all of the dirt that we see. So, oops, not that one. Like this, just all the way around until I can't see any dirt underneath the stone itself. Now, same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of these just to add a little bit of shape into the build. So maybe like this. Maybe this one can go all the way over here. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then I'm gonna fill that in. And I'm gonna make all of this stone as well, just so it looks like it's part of the pool. I'm gonna leave this like this, and we're gonna decorate it with some stairs. But over here, I think we can definitely get rid of these, and that looks a little bit better. Maybe I'll get rid of these 3 and then fill that in here at the back. I think I'm pretty happy with that shape. I think... Hello. Now with some stairs, I'm gonna go ahead and place maybe one there and a slab right here. I think a stair can go here in a slab. I'll place some slabs underneath. I'm gonna get rid of this one just so we have all of stone. Maybe I'll add a little hole over here. Upside down stair. Oops. There we go. Maybe a slab and a stair right here. And then this side is looking a little bit plain. I'm gonna place a couple stairs. I think we can maybe get rid of these and then place upside down stairs like that. I think it looks a little bit better. Maybe add another hole over here. Maybe that was too much actually. Gonna get rid of that. Over here, I said I wanted to place some stairs, so maybe some stone right there. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I actually forgot to decorate this like top part. So I'm just gonna place some random slabs on top, like this maybe, just so it's not all like on the same level. I kind of forgot about the other one. I'm gonna go back and do the same thing. Then these can be some stairs, maybe like that. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Some of them can be facing whichever way you like. I think I'm gonna leave those like that. That looks yeah. And that was what it was missing. I forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna do that on the other pool as well. There we go. Oh, that looks way better. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, so this is done, and now I'm gonna make the inside. So same thing. Gonna get rid of these, and now I'm gonna make a ring. I'm just gonna place some stone. I'm doing this quite randomly, just in case you were wondering. So some stone over here. Maybe we can carry that over this way. There we go. And now this final layer is just gonna be stone. So I'm gonna get rid of those. Okay, so the base of the pool is all done. Now, all that's left is to go in with some stairs and some slabs and basically blend all of this together. So I'm just gonna place some of these randomly, just mainly on the corners, just because they can look quite jarring. I think that's pretty good. There we go. And then I can also add some stairs right here at the bottom to create more holes. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I can place one over here. I'm gonna do that on the other side. I forgot. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. The pools are all done. Now I'm gonna make this staircase. This one's gonna be a little bit tricky just because the pools are very close together. But I think I'm gonna make it go over here and then wind down and meet up with this part. I'm gonna show you my really bad technique on how to make the staircase. I'm gonna start off here at the bottom. I know the entrance is gonna be over here. So I'm gonna get rid of those slabs for now. Only using slabs, I'm gonna go ahead and place only going by half a block up. So over here, I know I wanted to go this way, and then I'm really just hoping that it meets up all the way. So I can get rid of some of the dirt along the way just to make it easier for me. Maybe some over here. I think it's barely gonna meet up. So over here, and then this is going to be the entrance, and there we go. So it looks a little bit weird. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little bit more wide, of course. So I'm just following what I basically did. So over here, maybe I can replace this one with a stair just so it's a little bit easier. I can make it wider on this side a little bit. There we go. I'm only gonna make this around 2 wide like this. Maybe I can get rid of this corner just so we have a little bit more of a circular shape. Maybe instead of going over here, I can make it go a little bit more towards this way. Get rid of these just so it's a little bit more round. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So that's my staircase. And to make it look like it's actually part of the hot spring, I'm gonna go ahead and almost make this exact same technique. So I'm gonna get rid of this one for now, but I'm gonna place some stone going all the way up until I meet up with the spruce over here on the edges, basically going into each corner like this. There we go. And then on this corner as well. We'll worry about this in a little bit, but I'm just gonna make the rough shape just so we know where to build. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, and there we go. That looks a little bit better. Now, same technique. I'm gonna get rid of all of the dirt that I see underneath the stone. So over here and over here too. I'm gonna get rid of these just so it's all stone. And there we go. That's all done. Now, same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and use the stone slabs and the stone stairs to blend this a little bit more. So on each part where we have like a block going up, I'm gonna place a slab or a stair. So going up like this, maybe over here. I think this one can go like this instead. And this looks a little bit weird. I'm just gonna connect that with some stone. I'm just gonna make sure that it's all like fully walkable. I don't want like any points where it's like I have to like jump up purposely. So I think that's pretty good. Now here on the outside, I'm also gonna get rid of some of these, pull that back a little bit and decorate that with some stone, maybe like this. Maybe add a little bit of holes around. I think I can actually get rid of this and pull that back. This corner looks a little bit weird, so I'm just gonna build the stone up a little bit just so it blends in more. So over here, there we go, that looks good. Gonna get rid of these over here and fill that up. I think maybe I can place a little bit more stone, and there we go. I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. Then I'm gonna do that same thing with this side. I think I can just fill this up a little bit just so we have like a little bit more stone going on, just not like a hole. A slab, maybe some slabs over here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side, so build that up a little bit. And I think that's it for this staircase. We can actually go up pretty smoothly. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so that's all done. I think all that's left is the decoration. Oops. I'm gonna go ahead and finally fill these in. So I had some campfires just dotted around underneath the stone just so the smoke particles can go through. I placed around 2 to 3 campfires in each pool, so maybe one over here. That looks pretty good. And now I'm gonna make all of this waterlogged, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this all in up until here. So all of this is gonna be filled up, and there we go. And that's one pool all done. Oops, make sure that doesn't happen. I'm just gonna grab a water bucket. There we go. But yeah, that's one pool all done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do that same thing with this one. So some campfires underneath, filling all of this up. Make sure every single part is waterlogged, like all of these stairs, just so everything's like level. Now we can actually move on to making some of the decoration. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some of the trees first. So I'm gonna use the oak logs, the spruce stairs slabs, and some of the trapdoors, and of course my oak leaves and spruce leaves. I think I'm gonna place one over here. One trick that I like to use is like place a sapling, place some dirt on top like this, and make a ring around it. So all the way up, this is going to be basically a 3x3. Get rid of the middle so we can see the sapling itself, and then spam it with bone meal. And there we go. And we have one of those like tall trees that look a little bit funky. Now we have all that done, and we can go ahead and customize these a little bit more. So as you can see, this tree is leaning a little bit more towards this side. So I'm gonna place some logs going up here, then a stair on top, just so it looks like a little bit more supported. Then I can also go ahead and place some stairs. I think I can place a log right here instead. And I'm basically just making the roots. So the further out from the trunk, I'm gonna go thinner. So first it's gonna be logs, then stairs, then slabs, then trapdoors. And then also on this side, so stair, maybe a trapdoor over here, and then maybe just a slab over here. And that looks a little bit better. I can also go ahead and place a slab right here, and maybe a trapdoor over here, just to give it a little bit more shape. Then what I like to do with trapdoors, not with this one because you can see the block underneath, but maybe with this one, I like to go ahead and place some lighting and then cover that up just so it's not so dark underneath. But I'm also gonna place some lanterns, so a chain, then a lantern, and maybe just one lantern on this side right there. And then to make this a little bit bushier, I'm gonna go ahead and place some spruce leaves all over the place. Maybe make it a little bit less blocky and add some leaves around the area. So right here is looking a little bit too flat. So I'm gonna place some over here just to add a little bit more shape onto it. Then actually replace some of the leaves. Can get rid of that one. Maybe add a little bit more down here. Then on this side, make it a little bit bushier. And there we go. I think that's a much better upgrade from the regular vanilla trees. So I'm gonna do that same thing over here. I think I'm gonna place a tree maybe right here, 3 by 3 around the sapling. Get rid of the middle so we can see the sapling, and then spam it with bone meal. Oh, that's a lousy tree. I'm gonna do that again. There we go. We have one of the bigger trees. So I'm gonna get rid of all the dirt that I placed. This tree is also leaning towards the left a little bit, so I'm gonna place some logs over here, and on the opposite side basically place some stairs. There we go. Maybe I can place a slab right here, maybe a slab on this side, a trapdoor over here. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and place a lantern right here. And I think I can place a upside down stair instead, just so it blends a little bit more. And now I'm gonna replace some of the leaves with some spruce leaves, and also try and make this a little bit less blocky. So I can place a little corner over here. Maybe get rid of this one. There we go. I added a little bit more leaves just to make it less bushy, but I think honestly this is a great hack if you want to bother making custom trees, especially with the oak ones. I think it's a lot different with other types of trees, but with the oak, I think this is a really good way of like making custom trees without actually making custom trees. But for now, I think these look pretty good. You can obviously add more trees if you like, but I think I'm just gonna leave these two. Now for a few more decorations, I'm gonna place a trapdoor over here. I'm trying to make it so it's like a little bit into the water like that, and then place some pickles on top if I could. There we go. So you can see it's like the tiniest bit inside the water. I'm gonna do that on the other side. So place trapdoors, one underneath, and then some pickles. There we go. I'm also gonna add a few lanterns dotted around, not too many. So some over here, maybe some on the staircase just so it's all lit up, and then some here at the bottom, so maybe one here and one here. I'm also gonna add a few fences, just honestly it's just a creation, a couple fences like this with a lantern on top. So one here, and maybe I could add one over on this side, maybe over here, just because it's a little bit darker. So over here, and then there we go. And then finally, to landscape a little bit, I'm gonna use some moss and replace randomly some of the dirt that I have over here. So maybe all of this. I'm leaving a lot of the dirt just so we have some variation of color, but I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna make some bushes with the oak leaves. So I'm gonna place those dotted around over here. Maybe they can wind down a little bit over this way like this, then replace them with the spruce. And then yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I can place some of my flowers, so some lilies, and I still don't know how to pronounce this one, some just dotted around over here, and finally some sugarcane. And the trick is to like hide the water itself, so I want to place some sugarcane over here. I'm gonna quickly get rid of this one. So right beside the block I want to place a sugarcane. I'm gonna get rid of the block, place some water, then I'm gonna place my moss again, oops, and then now we can place the sugarcane however we want. I think I forgot to mention that I'm gonna use some string because I want some of these sugarcane to stay like 2 blocks tall, and then I want other ones to be 3 blocks tall. So I think I want to place one right here. So get rid of this one, get rid of the one beside it, place some water. Now I can make these 3 blocks tall. There we go. I think this one can be 2 blocks tall, and there we go. I think that looks really pretty. And I'm gonna do that same thing all over the place. So I'm gonna place one over here, I think, and maybe one down here. So same thing, gonna go ahead and use some of the moss and replace some of that around. There we go, I just placed some randomly. Now with some of the oak leaves, I'm gonna place some shrubs that go all the way down. There we go. Once I'm happy with the shape, I'm gonna replace some of them with some spruce leaves, maybe over there. I think I'm also gonna add a little bush over on this side. Now once I'm happy with the shape, replace some of the leaves, place some flowers around, so some over here, and then finally some sugarcane. So I know I want to place one over here. I'm gonna make, I think this one can be 3 tall, so that doesn't need any string. I think I want to place another one over here, maybe some on this corner bit. So over here, this one can be 3 tall. There we go, that looks pretty nice. And I'm gonna do that again over on this side. And there we go, I just repeated the same process over on this side, and this is how it looks like. I spread it around over here a little bit more, but I think that's the entire thing all done. I am in love with how it turned out. I think it looks so pretty, and especially over here, I don't know if you can tell the water changes. I think it goes into, yeah, it goes into a meadow. Yeah, from a forest to a meadow, so you can see the water changes color a little bit, and I think it looks pretty cool. I love the transition in the color. But anyways, but yeah, I think this is it for this build. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you make this in your world, make sure to leave a comment. I would love to know how it turned out, and hopefully you love it as much as I do. But for now, I think that's it for me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.